Hi guys, so today I have a book review on the book called Wintersong by S.Jae-Jones. I know I'm probably butchering her name, and for that I am sorry. But anyways, this is what the book looks like, and I think the cover is absolutely beautiful. And the story, oh my goodness. I really and truly enjoyed this book when I was reading it. When I read the synopsis when I was book shopping a while back, I bought this like several months ago, and I went through a phase where I wasn't really reading all that much, and there's a hair on my lip. Anyways, I just went through a phase where I just wasn't really reading very much, or if any at all. I just kind of fell into like a book rut, I guess you could say. But anyway, so finally I just like forced myself to read. I had finished several books, as you've already have seen that I have posted on my channel here. And so this one pretty much snapped me out of it. I felt I didn't feel forced when reading the other books. I truly enjoy the other books, but this one, I don't know, it just, I truly enjoyed it. And so anyways, like I was saying, when I ordered this, read the synopsis when I was buying these, I noticed that it had like, I don't know if any of you are a huge fan of the movie called The Labyrinth by Jim Henson. That's one of my all-time favorite movies as growing up as a kid, even though I don't think kids should be watching it because of the goblins look so scary and just stuff like that. But anyways, but I know there's a huge following on this movie now, and it's so funny because it wasn't a big hit back then, but it's like a huge hit now. And I loved this movie, like I said, when I was growing up. And so when I read the synopsis of this book and that it was going to be Labyrinth based, I knew I had to have it and give it a shot. And boy, it's like, I don't know, there were like similarities, but it's so different in its own story. There is a Goblin King, there are goblins in this book, but just the way that she went about with the story was just completely different. Instead of, you know, the Goblin King in the Labyrinth movie, he kidnaps, you know, the baby, and Sarah, you know, goes through the maze trying to, you know, win and get her baby brother back and stuff like that. As to opposed to this, there's a girl named here, I guess they call her Liesel, but her real name, everyone calls her Liesel, but her name is Elizabeth. And she also has a brother and sister. And this is kind of based back in the olden days. At least that's what it is to me when I'm reading this and then when I'm imagining it. And Liesel and her brother are huge music lovers. Liesel loves to compose and play music. And she's also helping her brother, who also loves to play music. And so anyways, when her older sister, I guess it's her older sister, I think it's her older sister, I think Liesel is a middle child, I could be totally wrong. I read this, finished reading it like a few days ago, and I actually finished reading this in 2 days, and I really wanted to savor this book, but I was completely sucked in. Anyways, I know I keep saying anyways a lot, I'm sorry. So her older sister somehow, when her and her sister goes into town, and she takes a bite of this, instead of peaches, it's strawberries. Yes, strawberries. And she kind of becomes in this like trance, hypnotic state almost, but she kind of snaps out of it. But at the same time, she keeps hearing something calling to her. And eventually, you know, I should have actually said this in the beginning. I'm also going to put this in the description. This will contain spoilers. So if you have not read this book and you're planning to and you don't want to be spoiled, close out of this video. This video is not for you. But I will say I highly recommend this. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So the Goblin King eventually kidnaps the older sister. He needs a bride. And so Liesl will sacrifice to music in order to save her sister. And of course, she has to figure out a way to get into the underground. Because right now, she makes a deal with the Goblin King. One of the 3 things she has to do is she has to figure out how to get into the underground. And then how to, you know, I guess snap her sister into reality and then get out from the underground. She has to do all those 3 things before the full moon rises, I believe. And if she doesn't, she loses, and the Goblin King will take her as his bride and he'll send his sister back up. And if she wins, of course, they both get to go back up. But anyways, but in the meantime, when she figures out, she eventually does enter the underground. And while she's there, she's getting to know this Goblin King. She's trying to remember what they were like as a kid. He talks about it. And they make music together, and she eventually falls for him. She really does. And when she gets, let's see, I'm trying to think as I'm talking here. She does wake her sister up, back from reality, or back from this crazy dream that she thinks she's having or whatever. And she, you know, tries, and her sister's dying out of all this, because what it is the place feeds off these brides, and they slowly start to die. And that's just the way it was. Nobody has ever won this, except for now Liesl. But at the same time, she wants to win to save her sister and herself, but at the same time, she doesn't, because she's falling in love with him. And she doesn't want anything to see, or anything bad to happen to the underground, I should say. But anyways, I think that's all I'm going to say for right now. There's so much more I could say about this book. If I could, I would just read this entire book right here, right now. But I highly, highly recommend this. So if you're a huge Labyrinth movie fan, more than likely you're going to enjoy this. And I cannot wait for the 2nd book to come out. I even teared up at a couple of points towards the end here. And it's just that good. And I've already seen the 2nd book cover. Beautiful. So, anyways, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. You should go out and get it, like, right now. Close out of this video, go order it online, or go to your library, bookstore, whatever, and go get this book. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you have any more book requests that you would like for me to read, to review, just leave them in the comments down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload. They should notify you when I do, and I will talk to you guys later.